Hi everybody! The Indian e-commerce market is now witnessing the most intensive business war since its inception. While Amazon and Flipkart seem to be the undisputed kings in the battle as of now, on the other side, JioMart and DMart are now preparing to disrupt the market with their extensive and robust supply chain. And just like any other business war, the Indian e-commerce market is now about to witness some of the most astonishing business strategies in the game. So in this first episode of the Indian e-commerce series, I'm going to decode the billion-dollar business strategies deployed by both Amazon and Flipkart to help you understand what exactly is their position in the e-commerce market, and most importantly, what are the business lessons that we need to learn from their business strategies in order to become incredible business leaders. This video was made possible by Skillshare, which is an amazing online learning community where millions of curious learners come together to take premium classes from world-class creators and industry leaders. From graphic design to marketing to web development, they have it all. Skillshare is actually very close to my heart, guys, because I learned video editing from Skillshare from a class taken by Ali Abdal. And what I like the most about Skillshare is that it focuses on building a community of like-minded learners whom you can connect with during the classes. Skillshare's classes are short and they're designed for real life. They work on a subscription model which will cost you less than 2,400 rupees a year. That comes down to less than 200 rupees per month, which is practically lesser than what you would pay for a pizza. And in return, you will get access to the entire Skillshare class library. To top it all off, for the Think School audience, Skillshare actually has a special offer. The first 2,000 people who click the link in the description will get 1 month of free trial from Skillshare. So use the link below if you want to learn something extraordinary and explore the classes that this wonderful platform has to offer. The Indian e-commerce business war started way back in 2014 when Flipkart was by far the undisputed king in the market with 40% market share. In fact, in 2014, Flipkart had 3 times more market share as compared to Amazon that had only 12% market share. But suddenly, after 2016, Amazon's revenue started reaching new heights, and within just 2 years, by 2018, the same Amazon that once had 3 times less market share as compared to Flipkart was now standing toe-to-toe with Flipkart with only 7.3% difference in market share. And this is something that did not just happen in India, but in every single country that Amazon entered. That is, there was already a dominant player in the market, but all of a sudden, Amazon comes in and starts eating into the existing players' market. And this begs the question, what exactly is Amazon's strategy, and what is so special about this strategy that it is able to challenge and beat its established rivals so consistently? This strategy is none other than the launch of Amazon Prime subscription. And when I say Amazon Prime subscription, most people will only think about Amazon Prime Video, but very few people understand the fact that the secret sauce of this Amazon Prime subscription is not Prime Video, but the behavioral design that it brings in the consumer spending. Now the question is, what exactly is the secret sauce and how did it make Amazon a champion in Indian e-commerce? The answer to this question lies in this 1979 research paper that was published by a Nobel laureate called Richard Thaler. And in this paper, he introduces a psychological phenomenon called the sunk cost fallacy. And he describes it as a psychological tendency of human beings, wherein paying for the right to use a good or service will increase the rate at which the good will be utilized. In simple words, let's say you bought a movie ticket for 300 rupees, which is quite expensive by normal standards, right? But as soon as you sit inside the movie theater, 30 minutes down the line, you realize that the movie is absolutely boring. But even then, because you paid for it, you are more likely to sit through it and watch it for the next 2 hours. Now this happens although you know that even by sitting through the entire movie, you're not going to get back your 300 rupees, right? In fact, by watching the movie, you're wasting another 2 hours. And yet, most people will never ever leave the theater and sit through the entire movie. And the same thing happens in a restaurant also, right? When we order more food than needed, we know for a fact that by overeating that extra food, we are not going to get our money back. In fact, there is a chance that you might vomit or end up with a stomach ache. And yet, in spite of this logic, most people will choose to overeat rather than wasting the food because they paid for it. This is what you call as the sunk cost fallacy. And this psychological phenomenon, ladies and gentlemen, is a $1 billion idea, because this is exactly the principle based on which Amazon Prime Video has been designed. Therefore, the moment you purchase a Prime subscription, although you bought it to watch Mirzapur or Family Man, when given a choice to shop from Flipkart or Amazon, after you buy the subscription, you will by default choose Amazon over Flipkart. And the way Amazon executed this strategy in India is nothing short of a genius. In 2016-17, stand-up comedy was one of the hottest markets in cities like Mumbai, Pune and other metropolitan cities. And during that time, the tickets to these stand-up comedies used to range between 399 rupees to 899 rupees. So, in 2016, after Amazon Prime Video got launched, they specifically invested heavily into producing stand-up specials from comedians like Kanan Gill, Zakir Khan and Kenny Sebastian. And they very cleverly priced the Amazon Prime subscription at a cost of 499 rupees for the entire year. So you know what happened? Knowingly or unknowingly, the audience ended up thinking that the Amazon Prime membership is absolutely worth it, because it was not just giving them 3 stand-up specials worth 499 each, but it also combined that with a one-day delivery and a lot more offering. And not so surprisingly, even today, a large segment of the Indian audience flocks to buy Amazon Prime membership, because Amazon constantly keeps putting out baits in the form of Mirzapur and Family Man. And another interesting thing to be noted is that Mirzapur released very strategically in October, just so that when the Diwali sale happens, people will be naturally inclined to buy from Amazon just because they paid for the subscription. And guess what? According to the report from Subscribe, it was noted that Amazon Prime customers buy 3 times more as compared to a non-Prime customer. And this is one of the primary reasons why from 2016 onwards, Amazon started racking up insane amount of revenue, eventually resulting into a gross sale of $7.5 billion in 2018. And when this is combined with Amazon Alexa and Fire Stick in your house, you are practically bound to the Prime membership, because you have officially entered deep into the Amazon ecosystem. But, the most interesting point to be noted over here is that in spite of Amazon being so aggressive with its Prime investment, in spite of it strategically releasing Mirzapur before Diwali, in spite of Mirzapur being a massive hit, Flipkart dominated a Diwali sale and beat Amazon by a huge margin, wherein Flipkart accounted for 66% share in the combined sale of Amazon and Flipkart, whereas Amazon only had 34% share. So the question is, with all this sunk cost strategy and Mirzapur release, why couldn't Amazon beat Flipkart? Well, there are 3 prime indicators that actually state as to why Flipkart dominated Amazon during Diwali sale. Number 1, while Amazon Prime has been very successful with tier 1 audience, this Diwali, more than 50% of the sales recorded came from the customers who belong to tier 2, tier 3 cities and beyond. And since the past 3 years, Flipkart has been very heavily investing into marketing its brand in tier 2 plus cities, because of which it had tremendous brand recognition. Secondly, while Amazon Prime charges a Prime membership of 129 rupees per month, Flipkart very cleverly made its Flipkart Plus membership freely available for students. And while the normal customers have to earn 300 super coins, students could use it right away and get free delivery and get exclusive flat discounts on selected brands. Now the reason why this is very important is because students are the chief technology officers of the house, and by giving them free membership, Flipkart is actually commanding the loyalty of the decision maker who is going to choose which electronic instrument to buy. And electronic instruments are high margin products. Therefore, both these factors combined turned Flipkart's loyalty program into one of the most successful programs in the e-commerce market and became widely popular among the tier 2 and tier 3 segments. And as the report shows, 75% of the Flipkart Plus members come from a base that has not been a part of any loyalty program, whether that is credit card, reward program or even the Prime membership. And just like Amazon Prime customers shop thrice as much as non-Prime customers, Flipkart Plus customers shop 5 to 7 times more as compared to a non-Plus customers. And thirdly, the Flipkart group still stands as a market leader in terms of fashion because of Myntra and Jabong, and they've got 70% market share in the online fashion segment. Therefore, Both Flipkart and Amazon stand toe to toe, getting ahead of each other with each passing quarter, with each passing strategy. And while Amazon struggles to build a strong fashion brand, Flipkart struggles to build a strong ecosystem like that of Amazon. This is one of the most important reasons why Amazon is working so hard to win the future retail case against Reliance. And Flipkart, on the other hand, is working very hard on Flipkart Video. And while both these giants are racing towards the tier 2 population of India, the catch over here is Reliance and DMart are already dominating that offline space with extremely profitable physical stores spread all across the country. This is what you need to know about the phase 1 of the retail revolution of India. And this brings me to the most important part of the video, and that is, with all this drama that we saw happening in the phase 1 of the retail revolution, what are the most important business lessons that we need to learn from the strategies deployed by Flipkart and Amazon? Lesson number 1. People always remember that the pricing of your sunk cost must be such that the immediate return on investment that the customer is seeking must be a complete bargain. In this case, that return on investment was a stand-up special back in 2016 when the ticket price itself was 499 rupees. Amazon Prime subscription was costing 499 for the entire year. And now it's the 129 rupees payment, which seems to be easily recoverable with just 2 deliveries. And I don't know how many of you know this, but Zomato actually tried to apply the sunk cost strategy with Zomato Gold, wherein they try to retain their customers from Swiggy with a 1-year membership of Zomato Gold. But they failed terribly because it incurred massive losses to the restaurants, and eventually they had to turn it into Zomato Pro, which was really disappointing for the customers. And this brings me to the second lesson, and that is, pricing is a double-edged sword. When done right, it could make you $1 billion, but at the same time, if not done right, it could help your competition beat you. In this case, the most important aspect of pricing was the demography. Stand-up comedy, Alexa and Firestick might be cool to us in Pune, but not to everyone in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, right? And at the same time, if you see, although Flipkart Plus looks quite counterintuitive to us, it is doing wonders in tier 2 plus cities. Therefore, it's going to be super interesting to see as to what exactly Amazon does in order to appeal to the tier 2 plus audience. And more importantly, what exactly it does with future retail in order to fight against Myntra if it wins the case. And last and most importantly, people, if you are someone who wants to do a deep dive into such billion-dollar behavioral economic concepts, I would highly recommend you to read this book called Richard Thaler's Misbehaving. And if you don't find time to read this book, I will attach the 1979 ka paper in the description. So just read through this, because I think you will find some incredible pieces of information over there which will help you understand the basics of behavioral economics. That's all from my side for today, guys. If you learned something valuable, please make sure to hit the like button in order to make YouTube Baba happy. And for more such insightful business and political case studies, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.